Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be the 300 subscriber Q&A. So just wanted to say thank you for everyone who subscribed, everyone who has been, shown an interest in my personal finance journey. And if you're new here, this channel is all about personal finance and lifestyle. I'm a millennial trying to deal with homeownership, budgeting, and student loans. So if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing. But for now, we're going to do a fun video that I was really nervous and no one was going to ask me questions. So thank you everyone who asked questions. I was actually surprised, and I might actually have a longer video because of it. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started with the questions. First question was from Caitlin. What gives you the most motivation to stay on budget? Short-term goals are what really motivates me, just to be intense with my budget. I figure out how to kind of adapt that to my student loans, because that's another goal of mine. That just takes a long time. I have over $60,000 in student loan debt. I need to figure out how to make that shorter term goals for myself, but I guess long term, I really do want to change my family tree. It's been so natural on my side of the family to use debt. While they never took out student loan debt, they've always had credit cards. They've always taken out loans on cars. I really want to be able to take all my money, make it all work for me, not be giving it away at the end of the month, every month. And I want to teach that to my children as well, because I feel like it's truly the way to build wealth, and I want that for my kids. I don't ever want my kids to have to start off life how I've started. All right, second question is from Budget Love, and if I'm ever wanting to watch a budget video, I can always go on my subscriptions and see that she's uploaded. She is really good. I think she does them weekly. Thanks for always keeping me entertained with budget videos. She has a few questions. How long have you and Zach been together? We've been together for 9 years. This year will be our 10th year together. We met when we were juniors in high school. What is your goal date for being debt-free? Ideally, I would like to be debt-free in 2023, so that's 5 years from now. I can't quite tell if that's a realistic goal or not. A part of me feels like I'm going to be getting bonuses, and hopefully my income is going to increase during those 5 years. There will be more opportunities to earn more money, so I'm hoping that between that and combining incomes with Zach and being able to double attack it, it might be done sooner. And especially since I don't plan on moving, hopefully for the next 5 years, so we can focus on other things than just our living situation. So that's my guess, I hope. And then, have you always lived in the Chicago area? If not, what other cities have you lived in? Pretty much I've lived in Chicago and then some suburbs of Chicago for my whole entire life, besides 1 year when I went to school in California. I lived in West Los Angeles, and it was a really fun experience. At the time, I kind of thought, I've always lived in Illinois. I'm probably always going to live in Illinois, unfortunately, with all the taxes. But I thought, if there's ever a time, now's the time in college. I did move out there. Zach was already living in California during college. It was just kind of a natural thing. But I didn't get in-state tuition, so I ended up moving back. But pretty much Illinois through and through. Next question made me think so much, and I don't even know if I have an answer for it. But Jasmine asks, just curious why you and Zach bought property together but won't combine finances. My now husband and I bought our first house before engagement too, but we combined all finances. I'm just curious why you have everything separate. It's weird to see you have a list of what he owes you. When you ask that question, I don't have an answer for it. I think my best answer is just that's what we've always done. And thinking more about it, I think 2.5 years ago, I really thought we were going to get engaged first and we'll just be married and then we'll combine finances then. And every year, I pretty much thought, this is the year, this is the year, this is the year, we'll just combine finances when we're married. And every year it keeps getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. So I don't think I've really taken a second to reevaluate what might work, and that like, hey, we're not getting married anytime soon, so does it make more sense to combine finances? It would make things a lot easier. It really would. But I think we just haven't had that conversation yet, and we've just done what we've been doing. That's a really good question. Definitely something I'm not opposed to and would consider, especially now that we're not getting married anytime soon. Question is, Antagon78 says, what is your favorite hobbies? And I have two hobbies. Number one is paper crafting. So I make handmade cards for all of my friends. And then I also memory keep. So all my photos, I scrapbook. I actually have a channel that I do all the crafting on. It's not doing that great. But it's just a passion of mine that I enjoy sharing. And then my second hobby is volleyball. I play a lot of volleyball during the summer. I'm a part of leagues during the winter as well. It's just a fun way to like get involved and meet new people. The area that we live in, there's a ton of people that play volleyball because we can just go down to like this rec area, and there's like a ski hill during the winter, and then during the summer it turns into volleyball courts, and then just like a hill for frisbee golf, I guess. But in my free time, you can pretty much find me crafting, playing volleyball, or watching YouTube. Our second question is, what is the one budget category that you struggle with the most? Probably, I struggle with a lot of categories, but my number one is eating out / I put restaurants, but it's eating out / drinking. We are still very young. We hang out with people all the time. People are always asking, hey, do you want to go out to dinner? Let's go celebrate this. Let's celebrate that. Especially because I'm at the age everyone's getting engaged. Everyone's having babies. There's always something to celebrate. And we also don't see each other as much as we used to when we were younger. So it's always like, let's go out and do stuff. And a lot of times people just come out here and hang out. And, you know, it's not something that we're constantly going out and doing things. Comparatively to other people, like I know people who go out every single Friday, Saturday night in the city of Chicago, spend like hundreds of dollars on drinks a weekend. And I don't want to like compare myself to that, because it's easy for me to be like, well, I don't do that, so I save so much more money, I'm being so good. But then at the end of the month, when it's like close to $200 plus and my grocery budget's already kind of big, I'm just like, dang. So that's probably the number one thing I struggle with the most. Susan has some questions, and the first one, are you excited about your upcoming move? Yes, I am. I am excited. I think that I've had so much anxiety about this condo and the safety and all of this crazy stuff that it'll be weird to move into a new place, and it almost doesn't feel real yet, and I think I won't feel super excited till like the contract signed, this place is sold, we're in that place, and that's actually next week. So what are your career goals? Eventually I would like to become an executive or head of a department. I know I've always wanted to be a leader. It just kind of always came naturally to me. I want to be a manager at some point. I want to manage a team. While I like HR and recruiting, I feel like I don't want to do the day-to-day recruiting stuff every single day for the rest of my life. It gets kind of monotonous. So probably eventually become the leader of the HR department, recruiting department, operations, something along that lines. Are you going to make more recipe videos with $5 day lunch ideas? Yes, I will make more of those. I guess I didn't realize that people liked them. I just kind of was doing them for fun, so I'll definitely do more. I'm hoping to film one today. My parents don't pay for their children's education or help them with their loans. She said, someone else said, in a nutshell, the person said that their parents can't afford to, or they're in debt. My parents did save money for me to go to college. So when I started, I think I had like $10,000 for my first semester, and that didn't even last a year. For my first 2 semesters of college. Yeah, I mean, I think it was like $40,000 for 2 years of college and at UAC. Because I dormed there and I went to school there. And then after that, like, they had never taken out student loans themselves, and I think that they also were just brainwashed by society and the fact that they're like, it's fine, like you'll pay these off eventually, don't worry about it, this is what everyone else is doing. They tried their best, but unfortunately I don't think that they realized at the time how crazy it actually was. Budget Dutchie. What is the most important thing that you wish you knew 10 years ago? Well, I think blaringly obvious. First, I would just say college doesn't need to be $80,000. You'll still get a great job without spending that much money, and work while you're in college. Even if you have to take out loans, like pay towards them during college. I think, you know, I barely had jobs in college, and what I did make I would use for like spending money, so I wish I would have been smarter about that. Question is our farm life. You are in HR, correct? I am also. When do you plan on sitting for the SHRM exam? She hopes to do this as soon as she's out of debt. So I am in HR. I'm an HR generalist / recruiter, and I've been mainly in recruiting for most of my career. I've been dabbling in HR, learning a lot more in that regard, so it kind of makes sense for me to take my SHRM, which is basically a credit, like a certificate for people in HR that proves that you like learned all your laws, know all the information and stuff that you should to become like, I don't know, it's just something really nice to have if you're in HR. But I want to take it, but I want my company to pay for it. My company now would pay for it, but I think if you get it, you have to like stay for a year or something like that, or you have to pay them back. And I think, I mean, like if you ever looked into the certification, like most, it's over $1,000. Like it's very expensive once you do like books and the actual assessment and all that stuff. So I don't want to be tied there because I am currently looking / interviewing for other jobs, so I would hate to like pay for it now and then have to just pay it back anyway. So I will eventually look into doing it once I'm more like settled in where I want to stay. Do you have a date set for when you plan to be out of debt? I will probably, hopefully, like I answered the last question, at 2023, if not sooner. And then last question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? So hopefully debt free. Oh yeah, and this is from Aria Sunshine 28. Hopefully debt free, married, and have a kid already, if not like be pregnant. I'm so ready to have kids and just like start that next chapter in my life. But we'll see what ends up happening. Do you have any pets, or do you want to get pets in the future? She just talks about how she has a dog and it's totally worth everything. So we live in a 3rd floor condo. We don't have a dog, but we do have a cat, and we've had her for like 5 or 6 years now. She's my absolute baby. We've always wanted a dog. Always. But unfortunately, we just know that we wouldn't want to walk downstairs. There's no like great place for it to go to the bathroom in this condo place. When we do move to the townhome, we will be looking probably into getting a dog, and kind of see once the budget settles in our new place, because we are taking on a 15-year mortgage versus a 30-year. For now, we have 1 cat, and I'll go get her in a second, but she is just like so spoiled. She does not like other cats. She only likes dogs. I've really wanted more cats and more animals. We've just settled on her for now. Eventually, yes, and we will. And then I'll go get Callie, even though I think she's sleeping. She's not gonna be happy about this. This is Callie Bear. She's a little spoiled kitty, huh? I just summoned her with treats. So thanks for watching the Q&A. I appreciate all of the questions that you guys asked, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Me and Callie will, right? All right, bye.